You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world. Listen to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. Right now, it is 82 degrees, y'all. Going up to 91. It is going to be another warm day. It is the summertime, right? Like, it's hot. It's hot in Georgia. It's the summertime. It's okay, and I ain't complaining. Because tomorrow, guess what? I'll be on a dude ranch, you know, and it's so funny because I've been trying to figure out what to do with my hair because I'm going to a dude ranch and I'll be on a farm and all that good stuff. And so, you know, when you start becoming a woman of a certain age, your hair kind of starts to thin out. So I've been trying to figure out how to make my hair thicken up. So I got this stuff called Edge Natural. It's like follicle enhancer. So I've been putting that in my hair and I'm thinking, well, do I need to wash my hair and wash it out before I go out there and hang out with the animals tomorrow on the dude ranch? But nah, I probably won't. But anyway, Edge Natural. So ladies, if you having some thinness going on, you need some kind of follicle enhancer, try Edge Natural. I'm using it in my hair because my hair is thick in the back, but across the front is thin, so, But anyway, I've been trying to, I had braids, and I was like, maybe I should get my braids because I'm going to the dude ranch tomorrow. I'm going to be there for like 4 days and all of that good stuff. And I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna keep it like this. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm excited. I've never been to a dude ranch. I love horses. I don't know why I love horses, but I do. I think in my past life I had like a farm or something. Listen, I hate bugs, so I can't even imagine that I had a farm, but something about land, like I'm attracted to land. I'm attracted to Victorian houses. Love them. Like if I could live in a Victorian right now, I probably would. I'm attracted to like horses and like beautiful animals. I have no idea why. I think they're beautiful, but I will be up and close and personal to a horse this weekend. So look for pictures on Tuesday. I won't be back Monday. And I'm contemplating, y'all. My, it's a vacation. I'm supposed to be on vacation, so I might try to do the show remotely. But if you don't hear me on Monday morning at 10 o'clock live, you'll know that I'm still on vacation and I decided not to. So just give me a break. I know 4 days a week is a lot. I'm taking a vacation, so I may be on live Monday and I may not. But anyway, I got a great guest today. Y'all gonna love her. I've read her. She got 2 books, and I'll tell you about the name of the books when I get ready to introduce her. But her energy is high. Her story is amazing. Her bounce back is crazy. And so we're going to talk about that. But before we talk about that, today is National Vanilla Ice Cream Day. Oh, Lord, listen here. If y'all like ice cream, today is the day to get your fix. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and gorge yourself on ice cream. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what National Day is. It's National Vanilla Ice Cream Day. Funny, though. I can't eat vanilla ice cream without hot chocolate, hot fudge on it, and walnuts. Like I have to have hot fudge and walnuts on my vanilla ice cream. So maybe tonight I have vanilla ice cream, but I gotta have a topping on mine. That's just me. All right, let's go ahead and get on to our horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Today is Thursday, July the 23rd. Oh my God, time is just passing by. I gotta give a shout out to my best friend Rosa. Baby, it's your birthday coming up. Her birthday is Sunday, y'all, so give her a shout out for me. That's my best friend. She's my daughter's godmother. I'm her daughter's godmother. We've been friends since we were 14. Now we're an old little lady with grown children, and I have a granddaughter. Happy birthday, darling. Love you to life. Love you to life. Hope you... Now, let me tell y'all something. Before the coronavirus hit, I can tell you right now, she would have been celebrating her birthday from July 1st to July 31st. But Corona has hit, and she came down here. She was down here with me a couple of weeks ago. But had it not been for the coronavirus, she would be celebrating the whole month. That's what she does. So now Corona is here. She told me she's having a very small party, like a gathering on Saturday. But anyway, happy birthday, darling. Love you forever. All right, let's go ahead and kick off our horoscope with Aries. That's how we always do it. And today is for you, Aries. Sudden romantic encounters are quite likely, but discretion will be a must. You are best to keep your money tied up in a safe and secure place. Camping, swimming, and biking expeditions should be all considered. Okay, keep your money tied up and keep your romantic encounters quiet. Don't share. Use discretion. Now, here's the thing, Aries. It sounds like you got a secret. Why you got to be discreet about the whole thing? Why is it a secret? I don't know. Sound like something fishy in there. Taurus. Friends and relatives may not understand your needs. Losses could occur if you haven't been careful when dealing with joint financial ventures. Learn some new skills that will increase your income. Always learning. I spent 4 hours yesterday, y'all, on an Alexa training. You know, I love Alexa. That's a part of Noise Media Network. We create Alexa skills for people who have their podcasts and who are looking for marketing, right? And so I spent 4 hours on an Alexa training because Amazon is always doing amazing things. I have to stay abreast of what's going on in the industry because artificial intelligence is going to change the way we do a lot of things. And it's important as a business owner that you know how to leverage artificial intelligence for your business. So what I do is I show podcasters how to get their podcast on Alexa, and we create Alexa skills and Google assistants for people. So I spent 4 hours. So it's important that you always keep learning about your business and your craft and your industry. All right. Gemini. Romance is likely if you can bring yourself to go out with friends. All right, enjoy some socializing today. Offer good conversation and a nice, soothing lunch. I'm going to lunch with my good friend. I cannot wait. I'm hungry right now. Y'all know I don't eat before the show because I'm on that 12-hour fasting thing, intermittent fasting. So I'm starving, though, because I think I ate really early yesterday. I missed my 12 hours. I should have eaten like 8 o'clock. I think I ate like 6 o'clock. So I'm hungry. Cancer. Consider the source before you believe what you hear. You may find that doing odd jobs around the house will be successful and appreciated by loved ones. Opportunities to get involved in self-improvement projects will be rewarding. Listen, anytime you can make an improvement to yourself is a great thing. I'm working on myself constantly, daily, hourly, because sometimes people piss me off and I have to step back and say, okay, breathe. Don't you worry about that. I had to do that earlier. I went out on the deck. I did this amazing meditation and I did this amazing visualization. And then I came and there was a message on my phone that like instantly ticked me off. I had to snap back into my amazing meditation and my amazing visualization and realize, okay, it's not your issue. Leave it where it is. Sometimes you have to do that. All right, Leo, your anger may be impossible to contain if you get into debates with family members. Take positive action. Make plans to meet again in the near future. I don't know who you're going to be meeting, Leo. I don't know who that is. But make plans to meet them again in the near future. I don't know. I'm just saying. Virgo, new hair, new outfit, new you. Don't overindulge in any way, though. Try to be there for someone if they need assistance. Listen, you want to do you, baby. Do you. Get your new hair. I got my hair done. Check my nails. I like that song. Me and my granddaughter love that song. Anyway, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Know the Astrologer Micah Thyssen. You're listening to the Good Morning with Net show. Stay tuned. Welcome back, y'all. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thyssen. And we're going to pick it up with Libra. Things at home may be somewhat rocky. You'll be overly sensitive when dealing with your personal life. Don't be critical or overly opinionated with dislikes. It could cause disapproval and unwanted opposition. Listen here, don't be so critical. Sometimes we could be too critical for our own good. So today, Libra, is not going to serve you to be overly critical, so don't do it. Scorpio, someone you care about may not be too well. Check them out, y'all. Make sure they're okay. Your creative talent will prove to be lucrative if you put it to proper use. All right? Listen, be creative. You need to be sure that you aren't in a present relationship because it is convenient. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, let me say that again, Scorpio. You need to be sure that you are not in a present relationship because it is convenient. Sometimes we do that, right? We hate to leave. We like the familiar. No, we should go. And we just going to stay there because it's convenient for whatever the reasons. I know. Listen, I know. I'm a woman of a certain age. I done did it all. Not all of it. I did a lot, though. And there's some things I've done for convenience. Trust me when I tell you. Some things I shouldn't have done for convenience. Anyway, keep it moving. Sagittarius, channel your energy into projects that will enhance your home. Your tendency to dramatize may be a little much for your partner to take constantly. Listen, don't wear the person down being the drama queen or drama king. We got drama kings too now. They don't want to hear that constantly. You driving them, you're beating them down. It's too much. You may have difficulties with someone you're close to. Probably that person because you're driving them down with all that drama. Yeah, that's probably the person, you're driving them crazy. Capricorn, self-esteem will come back if you take part in organizational functions that allow you to be in the limelight. Don't make unreasonable promises. Offer love and affection instead of conflict and rejection. Oh, that should be my closing statement. Offer love and affection instead of conflict and a rejection. Wow, that's a good one, y'all. Yeah, that's a real good one. You can complete Aquarius. You can complete any projects efficiently, especially if you put the effort in yourself. All right, you have a lot to offer. Physical work or exercise should be part of your schedule. I got up this morning, y'all. So listen, two things. I bought a bike, right? I bought a 3-wheel tricycle. And yesterday when I was doing the show, I was laughing because my friend Rosa, she's our morning health coach. Like I call her Coach Ro. So she sends us a text every morning about drink your water, eat your food, all that good stuff. So I said to her, hey, we should start a biker club, right? I just ordered this 3-wheel tricycle for myself. You know, they got adult tricycles with the 3 wheels on the back. And as I was sitting here talking about it, I was laughing when the song was playing because I could just picture us like a bunch of old biker chicks on 3-wheel tricycles with helmets on and jackets. I was cracking up to myself. And I said all that and I forgot why I said it. But Anyway, let me just keep it moving. And there was a reason exercise. So I bought my bike and I'm going to be riding my bike. But I have a bike in my room, like a stationary. Instead of me getting on that stationary, I find that so boring because it's just sitting there. I did line dancing. So this morning I did the wobble, y'all. So if y'all don't know what the wobble is, go to YouTube, type in wobble, line dance, and do the wobble. Wobble's going to make you exercise. You're going to sweat. I was sweating. I was like, oh, yeah. I got like a 5-minute workout in. Yeah, I know. It wasn't a lot, but it was a start. And my fellow fish Pisces, you mustn't give too much to your children. You can meet someone who will become very dear to you if you get out and socialize. Your partner may be erratic today if you haven't paid enough attention to him or her. Listen, Aries, and I'm talking about my partner. Don't be erratic today. Like I ain't trying to go for it. My energy is good. So you keep that erratic situation you got going on, keep to yourself. And I won't give too much to my children. Hope you don't either. All right, so listen, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again. I'm going to say Tuesday, y'all. I'll be back on Tuesday to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thyssen. But listen, here's the thing. If you really want your horoscope, type in his name on Monday. Michael Thyssen. That's Thiessen. Right? Type in his name and get your horoscopes. That's where I pull them from. That's why I say every day noted astrologer Michael Thyssen. Because I'm going to take Monday off. I had decided I'm going to take Monday off. Before I get on to my guest, I got a quick announcement. Listen, y'all know I'm starting the Podchicks Incubator. So if you are a woman out there and you're thinking about starting a podcast and you need someone to guide you through this process and help you get your podcast up and out and on these platforms like Alexa and Amazon Fire TV and Google Assistant, you want to join this incubator. The incubator starts in September, but it's open for enrollment. Like right now, I'm going to shut it off around 100 people because that's a lot. And I don't want to do over that because I want to be able to. It's a 16-week program, and I need to be able to give people my attention. So I figure I could do 100. But anyway, go to podchix.com. That's podchix.com and sign up for the incubator. It starts in September. There's 100 slots available. It won't start again till next spring. So I'm doing it twice a year, the fall and the spring. And so if you miss this cohort, you will be in the next cohort if you and I'll let you know when that's going to be open. But hopefully you get into this cohort, because here's the thing. Podcasting is an amazing platform, and my goal is to help 1,000 women find their voice and use this platform to build a business, to build their communities, to build their ministries, whatever it is they want to do. And I'm here to guide you. I've been podcasting since 2009. Good Morning Gwinnett has over 300 episodes, and I've only been doing it for a year and a half because I do it 4 days a week, and I do it live. So this is a live show. So I've learned a lot. I'm actually speaking at Podfest Global Summit in August. I spoke at the Podfest conference in March. I spoke at She Podcast last year. I spoke at Podfun. So I'm all over the place when it comes to podcasts. I'm all over this thing, y'all. So I will be teaching you how to do the same things, how to get on stage, how to build your podcast around your community. For those of you who don't know, Good Morning Gwinnett is based on my community. I live in Gwinnett County. And it's opened up a lot of doors for me by hosting a local podcast. So it's called a hyper local podcast. So anyway, if you're thinking about starting a podcast, and I think you should, because it's easy entry to get into this space, but it's a huge return on your investment, because you're going to make yourself global. And if you like to talk like me, hence, that's why I do podcasting. It's a great platform for you to share your story, your message, and your mission. All right, now I got a guest for y'all. So listen here. My guest today said, don't just bounce back. And boy, have she had to bounce back. She has gone through some things. She's gone through family heartache from losing her dad. She's gone through a divorce where her husband lost all of their money and ran off with a stripper. I thought that was so funny when I read that. I know it wasn't funny at the time for her, but when I read it, I'm like, oh wow, it sounds like something off of Lifetime. Like I saw a movie that was very similar like a couple of weeks ago. And she's written a couple of books, and one of her books is My Pineapples Went to Houston. I can't wait to see what that is about. And here's my favorite, though. Watch out, midlife. Here I come. I'm right there with you, girl. Watch out, midlife. We're going to be on our 3-wheel tricycles with our helmets and our jackets on. We're on our way. So without further ado, my guest today is Ms. Lee Gayton. I hope I said that right. Gayton. Welcome to the show, Lee.
And before you said anything, Audrey, when I was listening to you, I was like, oh, I want to be on the Biker Chick Club. I want to be a biker with you guys. And the tricycle's about my feet. So.
When I thought about that yesterday, I was sitting here doing the show, and then I went to a song, and they were texting, and you know we got a group text, and she was texting, and so I was like, yeah, y'all should join my club, right? And it was hilarious because I'm sitting there talking, and then I had to come back after the song, and I'm still laughing. I had to tell people why I was laughing, because when I picture us with biker helmets on and biker chick jackets on these tricycles, it paints a crazy, funny picture to me. But I'm gonna get me a helmet. I'm gonna get me a jacket. I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna post it on Instagram because I
think you should. We could be the granny trikers.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like that, Lee. I like that.
I'm a triker, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm beyond bikers for 2, triker we're 3, baby.
That's right. So welcome so much to the show. Thank you for being here. I know you're on vacation. I'm taking a vacation. See, Lee is working. She's on the show. Oh.
You're gonna go with the dudes. Dude ranch. They grow dudes there.
I am. I'm so looking forward to it. I am so. Because I haven't really been on a real vacation. We went to Helen for a couple of days. That was really great, but it was so many people. Kind of freaked me out a little bit because I'm like, still coronavirus out there. So, but it was really nice because I had never gone there before. My daughter had told me about it, and we went, and it was like, this is really nice. My husband likes to fish, and what happened was we went there, but they had so many people in the water from tubing, like. He could only fish like very early in the morning, and then after that, forget about it. He had to go out there late at night.
Snag a tuber.
Yeah, that's right. He would have snagged the tuber because it was so many. It was like, but you know what? You know what was crazy, Lee? There were a lot of people, a lot of sweat, and long lines, and they were like on top of each other. And I was like, That's pretty bad right there. Like, there's too many people
Yeah.
gathered up there together in these
Nope.
long lines.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
prayerfully, everybody turned out safe. Anyway, thank you so much for being here with me this morning.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And I was laughing when you were talking about the intro about bouncing back. You know, the older I get, Audrey, the more I bounce.
Don't we both?
If you'd see me running on the beach, you would know that woman bounces. I don't know if I'm bouncing back so much anymore, but I'm definitely bouncing.
Listen,
1 second. Oh, excuse me.
that happened to me. I was doing a video interview.
I've been bouncing, so I'm thinking maybe the trike might be my better platform. But happy to be here, happy to share my story, happy to tell people that, you know, we're all taking bad bounces in life. Some of us have more, some of us have bigger ones, you know, and you just don't know when they're coming. You may think you're living this charmed life and everything seems new. I mean, a horrible, horrible example on a global scale. Who ever imagined that coronavirus would devastate us like this?
Yeah.
Last year at this time, we didn't even know that word. So you just don't know whether it's going to be a personal crisis, you know, a much bigger crisis that affects a lot of people. The point is, it's going to hit something is going to hit all of us. We're all going to face some crisis at some point in time.
Yeah, the coronavirus.
That's a given.
Yeah.
We can't control that, you know, necessarily. I mean, we try to do the right things, you know, take care of your health and study hard and, you know, don't do drugs and all that kind of thing and be nice to people. But sometimes things happen and you don't see it coming and you can't control that, but you can always control your response. And it's not easy to do. And sometimes, you know, you can't do it immediately all the time. You have to have your screen. I'm not talking about denial, because some people want to deny that there's a crisis,
right,
or want to deny that anything happened. And, oh, no, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Everything's good. That is not recovery. That's just pushing things down, and at some point it's going to explode even bigger. So I think, you know, our culture is so, I think one of the reasons why the COVID is so hard for us emotionally and mentally to get our minds around is because we have really adopted this whole mantra of, oh, get over it. Oh, just get over it. Well, getting over it is a process. So this virus is not something you get over. Heaven forbid, if you've contracted it, those folks know you don't just get over it in a day. My sister had it for 5 weeks.
Wow.
And I lost a cousin to it as well. So I know that. But even as far as I'm tired of dealing with it, I'm not wearing a mask, I'm not taking precautions. You know, it's a process, and it may be a long process, but that is the goal. The goal is to get over it. And it's not something that happens with, you know, the snap of a finger. You process through all those emotions, and that's where you end up. You get over, but you have to go through to get over. And I think that that's sometimes the hardest part for us to accept when something bad happens. Either we want to pretend that it's not happening or it didn't happen, or we want to act like everything's okay immediately. And that's really not, you know, that's really not true, and it's not authentic.
So let me ask you this, because I know your story. Tell the people a little about your story, because I know you, like, it was so funny because story. I was like, when I was reading it, like, I felt like I was looking at like a Lifetime movie. It was like, my husband lost all the money and ran off with a stripper. I'm like, that sounds like Lifetime. So tell us about how, because I know you had to bounce back from some things in your life that were pretty rough. How did you, first of all, how did your husband lose the money? That's what I really want to know. How did your husband lose the money? That's the first. I feel like he should be on greed or something.
He lost his mind.
Okay.
He lost his mind. And then, then he lost the money. He got this, I call it a harebrained business scheme. Secretly, I mean, he had, a very good job and everything, but secretly, he was planning to quit his job, did not tell me any of this, and invest all of our money in this business that he really knew nothing about. And he sort of neglected to tell me any of that. And in fact, how I found out was one day, and I was only, at that time, I was teaching part-time, and I was working on my second book. My first book had been published. And it was about midlife, about turning 40.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's, a few years ago, unfortunately. And I was working on the proposal for the second book, and my agent was waiting for that. And one day, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he comes waltzing in the house, which was very unusual. And I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "Oh, what'd you do? Quit your job?" I was joking.
Mm-hmm.
And he stopped in the doorway. I can still picture this. I was sitting at the keyboard. He stopped in the doorway and said, "Yeah, actually, I did." And I was,
Wow.
No, really, what's going on? Do you have a meeting or something? He said, "No, I quit my job."
Wow.
I almost had a heart attack. It was my daughter's first year of college. I'm working part-time,
Wow.
working on a second book, and he ups and quits his job without telling me, and he has invested all of our money, but he didn't tell me that part yet. My dad, meanwhile, gets diagnosed with colon cancer and has like about 2 months to live. So we were living in Atlanta at the time, but my parents lived in Pennsylvania. That's where I'm from originally.
Mm-hmm.
So while I am in Pennsylvania helping my 84-year-old mother take care of my 82-year-old dying father, he is taking care of the finances for the first time in our lives, the day-to-day finance. Long story short, he drained everything.
Wow.
Because everything was joint. And so my signature or his signature was okay. He drained everything. And by the time I came back, my dad died.
Wow.
My mom went into a coma. She stopped eating, had horrible depression, wouldn't eat, went into a coma, had to fly her down to Georgia. She didn't know who I was, where she was, put her in the hospital. And then he tells me on Christmas Eve, by the way, the business is bankrupt. I've lost $900 and some thousand. You owe me personally, because he used my credit card, said he was a joint account holder, but I was the primary. He had, he had, what do you call it? Like he could use them,
he was
but
the
I
authorized
was the
user.
account holder. Yeah. And so he ran up over $100,000 on my credit cards, like ones I'd had from college, that had never had more than like $2,000 on them. But anyhow, in my name. And by the way, I'm leaving. And I said, "Oh, are you going to Walmart? Because we need more hooks for the Christmas tree." This is how he told me. Christmas Eve. My dad's dead. My mom's in a coma. My daughter's coming home from college. He tells me we're bankrupt. And then he says, "And by the way, I'm leaving."
Wow.
And I said, I was so shocked. I'm serious. I said, "Oh, you're leaving?" I said, are you going to Walmart? Because we need more hooks for the Christmas tree. I want to finish the ornaments on the tree.
Wow.
He said, "No, I'm not going to Walmart. I'm leaving you, Lee." And then he spills out his whole plan, how he's leaving me. He's moving to Arizona. He's taking up with this woman. She is a former stripper, has 5 children, 2 different people, on and on and on.
Oh, my God.
I'm like in the twilight. You can't make this crap up. I am like in the twilight zone at this point. And when he finally finishes, 15 minutes later, I'm sitting on the couch going, but like the hooks, like, so are you not going to Walmart? So should I get the hooks? Are we going to get hooks? What? And it's 10 years later now, and I still don't have the stinking hooks.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing.
Wow.
The thing is, did not see this coming, and not one individual thing, but thing upon thing upon thing. And when I say you don't have time to process, it's wonderful if you have the luxury of time to really process these things emotionally and work at what part of this was me, and what can I change so I won't do this again, and why did I let this happen, and da 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 da. What can I learn from this, and how can I be a better person? I didn't have time for that because, it was like destitution. I went from a very, nice, comfortable lifestyle to absolute, I don't have money for dental floss. And let me tell you something.
That should be your next book. That should be your next book.
Well, it was. That's My Pineapples Went to Houston.
Okay.
That was that one.
Okay.
And now I have a new one out, but it's purely humor. But, I mean, Audrey, I was at the point where I was sitting one night thinking, like, could you use a strand of hair for dental floss? Could you actually do that? And let me tell you what. No, you cannot.
Wow.
I tried. The hair breaks, and then you have to get tweezers to try to pull the hair out from between your teeth.
Right. Right.
Don't do it.
Right.
So this is just a free little tip of mine. No, you can't do that. So don't do that. But you'd be surprised the things you can do, how resourceful you can be. So the bounce was bad, and the bounce back did not happen overnight. But let me tell you the two biggest things that I learned. Well, actually three, because the first one is don't ever marry that guy again. Okay?
Please.
That was the first thing. And whoever gets him next, good luck to you. So, whatever.
Wow.
The biggest thing was, I was flat on my back. And it doesn't happen. In the beginning, when something like that happens, I think all of us, just like we are doing, I see so many parallels, like we're doing with, COVID as it's ongoing. We all keep saying, I want to get back to normal. I want my normal life back. I want to get back to normalcy. Of course, we all do. But it's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
And it didn't happen for me in my personal crisis. I want everything to be okay. I want, Superman to come down and reverse time. I want to win the lottery tomorrow and then everything will be okay. And that's, maybe somebody that will happen to, but probably not. And it certainly didn't happen that way to me. But what happens is little by little by little. And I really didn't have a name for this because, things were just unfolding and I was trying to, run to keep pace. But sort of in retrospect, when I was talking about it, a friend said to me, you learned the power of enough. And I said, oh, really? Okay, what is that? I learned it, but what is it? And it was really true. Because sometimes I think the word enough gets a bad rap.
Right.
Because I know it did when I was growing up. Because enough was sort of the term that meant, oh, that's enough now. Don't ask for more. You have enough. You should be. Don't be selfish. Don't be greedy. Make do with what you have. And that's really kind of a negative take on that word. And enough to me is really the seed that you plant to grow abundance. And you have to appreciate, maybe not be satisfied in the sense that, of course you would like more, but you love and you appreciate and you're grateful for what you do have. So you have, no matter what is taken from you, there's always something that's left to you. And, whether it's my health. Now, my sister did lose her health, but she had friendship and she had good resources that she could fall back on. And she had love, and we always still have humor. And that's my number two thing. That's really my big tool, is humor. And the power of humor, wow. It is really stunning. Humor has got, just like you said, you're listening to the story and you're going, I don't mean to laugh, but heck yeah, you have to laugh because what the heck? What is going on? Her father dies, her mother's in a coma, her husband loses her money and runs off with a stripper. Are you even kidding me?
Right. So Lee, how did you go through like a 12-step process to bounce back?
I hit menopause, and I heard you talking about the hair. I have hair the size of Texas. But believe it or not, I lost hair in menopause.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, my God. If even I am losing hair, this is the end of the world. Clearly, it's the end of the world.
Right.
It's the end time. But you know what? It wasn't the end of the world. And little things would happen. So a couple of, really miraculous things. Let me tell you about this thing that happened to me that really drove home the enough thing. I had $5. I am not kidding you.
Wow.
We got paid once a month because I was teaching, and you get paid at the end of the month. And my ex-husband, reneged on the the settlement, and I was getting zero, nothing. And he was in Arizona, and I didn't have the money to get an attorney to pursue him or anything. So it's fine. The better, I'll do this on my own. So it's about the middle of the month, and I have $5 in my wallet. And I know that I can make it if I'm really, really careful. I had paid most of my bills, and I had gas. Okay, I had no credit cards. I had $5. And I walked into school, to the office, and they were selling the pink ribbon car magnets to raise money for Susan Komen for breast cancer, foundation. And they were $5. And I walked in, and no one really, there were maybe only 2 people that knew what I was going through. Because, I acted like, everything's fine. My students don't need to know this. Everybody doesn't need to be, worried about me. And she said, hey, come on, Lee, buy your magnet. Come on, I got to sell these. Come on, $5. Come on, cough it up. And I laughed. I said, oh, I will. I'll come get one. But I couldn't. I thought, there's no way. And she said, no, come on, you'll forget. Come on, cough it up, girl. Give me your $5.
Wow.
And I was too embarrassed to say that I didn't have $5, so I opened my wallet, and I gave her the $5.
Wow.
And as I'm handing over the $5, I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, I have zero, maybe 26 cents. I'm thinking, couch cushions, I'll go home. I revisited the hair as dental floss idea,
Wow.
Thinking, what else can I do? So I give her the $5. Well, at that time, one of my very best friends, since we were 10 years old, but she was living out in Colorado, was battling stage 4 breast cancer. And I was saying in my mind, okay, this is for Kim, this is for Kim, this is for Kim. All right, so I give her the $5, and I teach. And the whole way I drive home, the whole way home, I'm like screaming at God, do you see what happened? What are you going to do? You have to do something. I'm not asking, I'm screaming. So I get home, and I'm really panicky and crying, shaking. And I go out and I get my mail. I'm like, oh, more bills. And there's a card from my friend Kim. And, oh, okay. And I had just sent her something. I said, oh, it's probably a thank you card or whatever. So I open up the card, and something falls on the ground. But I read the card first, and she's sending me this encouraging note. I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, girl. You're going through stage 4 breast cancer, and you're actually taking time to say to me, I can't believe you're going through this, and I'm thinking about you, and, everything. And I bent over to pick up, I thought it was something she had Xeroxed or something. I didn't know what it was. I pick it up, and it was a check for exactly $500.
Wow.
100 times
wow.
what I had just given away.
Wow. Look at God. Ain't he good?
Oh, my gosh, Audrey. And here's the thing. It was not $5 million and solved. Everything wasn't suddenly perfect, and I had no more problems, and, oh, my goodness, look at that. I don't have to think about anything. It was enough. It was enough to get me through that month and get me a little further, get another paycheck. It was enough.
Wow.
And I thought, wow. You know what? Maybe I don't even want $5 million, because the other thing is, and as a teacher, one of the hardest things for me to do, and as a mom, and now I'm a grandmom, and it's the hardest thing, it's really hard for me to see people struggle. And I want to jump in there and do it for them. But if I do it for them, they don't learn they'll never learn their ABCs, because I wrote all the ABCs for them.
Right.
If I do it for them, they'll never learn how to go up and down the steps, because I carried them up and down the steps.
Right.
It's easier for me, but they don't learn anything. And I think if I had gotten the $5 million, I wouldn't have learned anything. But the 500 took the pressure off and taught me something and helped me to keep going so that I could continue learning. So I think that enough idea, if you think of it in a positive way, can be really powerful and can really be your springboard, to the next step, and then a little bit enough, and you trust some more, and a little bit of enough, and you trust some more. And each time it gets bigger and bigger until what you're trusting and believing in is big enough to match your need. And I don't know how it happens. It's really miraculous. But I think it begins with trust and gratitude and belief. And I just don't think we realize how powerful those things are. And I know that when you're hungry, you need food. And so it's important, that to help people in practical ways, but I think you also have to impart some spiritual teaching along with that.
Did you? How long did it take you to actually bounce back? And did you
really bounce back?
To really bounce back,
a couple years.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and really, I hate. I mean, within a couple of years, I was stable. And I got to tell you something. I paid off everything that was in my name, and I never declared bankruptcy.
How the heck did you have $100,000 in credit? How did you do that?
And now I have, wonderful credit.
Wow.
I sold off everything I could sell. Not that it wasn't sad and depressing, and moved into this really, kind of crappy apartment. It's really depressing to be in midlife and moving back where you lived maybe when you were in college, or a young person starting out. But I did that, and I sold everything, and I never worked fewer than 3 jobs. I worked teaching 7 to 9 in one program in the morning, and then 9 to 4 in a regular, teaching. And then I either taught in a night program or tutored students from 6 to 9 every night. And I had private students on Saturday and Sunday, and I did online. I was never working fewer than 3 jobs, and sometimes as many as 5. And it took me about 3 to 5 years to pay everything back, and I did. And at the same time, I had lost my health insurance for a while, and then I had several things happen that were considered pre-existing conditions by the time I got new health insurance, so I had to pay all that out of my pocket. But I paid everybody back, everybody. And my hair stopped falling out finally, so that was good.
That's a good thing.
That was good. And I did get remarried,
nice.
But I paid off everything, on my own. And I'm now happily remarried, and my daughter is married, and I have 2 beautiful little granddaughters, and I have 2 amazing stepsons with little grandchildren on that side. And everything is, much better. But the thing is, I think, too, we think, okay, that happened, so nothing bad can ever happen to me. No, I'm immune. No, we don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
Right.
So you just keep, you just try to hold on to the lessons that you learned and not think negatively, but, you don't have this Pollyanna attitude. So you have to, keep growing and learning and thinking positively and doing everything you can to bring, the best outcome that you can for yourself and the people around you.
Let me ask you this.
You can't let that negativity eat you. You can't. You have to let go of it. You just have to let it go.
Now let me ask you this, Lee, because this is I hear like you lost $900,000. Like your husband, he gave away $900,000. You were in a ton of debt. You were going through crisis with your family, with your mom and your dad. A lot of people would have said, you know what, I'm going to file bankruptcy. I'm going to keep my stuff. What made you decide, you know what, I'm going to work 3 to 4 jobs to make sure that everything gets paid back and so I can start off with a clean slate that way? What kind of mentality did you have to say, you know what, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way? Because that's a lot.
I know. Well, the good thing, I'm not really sure. No, I think it goes back to the way I was raised. My parents, I am the granddaughter of 4 immigrants. And they came to this country a long time ago, but still, because I'm older now, but they, came with nothing, started with nothing, and worked their way. And it's really funny because I teach English as a second language, and all 4 of my grandparents were immigrants from Italy. So that's very close to my heart, people trying to make a new life and make a new way and work hard and overcome a lot. And I'm thinking, well, I didn't have to learn a new language, and I'm in my own country still, and I do have opportunities and skills and an education. And my parents grew up during the Depression, And so there was always sort of this mentality. And my dad was an engineer, and he did really well. Not millionaires or anything, but good, stable, middle class family, but never extravagant. Always drummed into us was save, and you don't overspend, and you don't have to have this, and you don't have. And it was a different time too. We didn't know anything about designer this or fancy that.
Right.
You play with your friends, and you have food on your table, and you have clothes to wear, and you have some fun. And so I think that there was that idea, and my dad was very big on you don't owe money. If you borrow, you pay it back. If you borrow something, you pay it back, and you work hard, and you do the right thing. And so there was this feeling to me, because somebody had told me about a loophole with credit cards, and you can keep writing letters, and I didn't even understand it all, but they got a lot of debt forgiven. And I thought, but I did buy these things. And I didn't, my husband did, but my name is on it, and he did use these things. I don't know, I just wanted, it was always an option. I'll tell you what, Audrey, it was always like, if I can't do this, if it gets to the point where I really can't do this, then I know there's that safety net there.
Right.
But I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to do this. And so that's kind of what I did. And the thing is, and maybe something people don't know, because I did not know, one of the credit card companies, one was a real stickler. They would not even discuss a settlement. But Chase, I will say, Chase was just really kind to me, and I explained to them, what happened, and they forgave part of the debt. And they said, what could you pay if you had to pay it today? What could you pay? And I told them, and they said, we'll accept that.
Oh, wow.
But the only thing you need to, they were real. I started crying. I just started crying, and they said, no, okay, you pay this today, and we will accept that as a settled debt. But that is reported to the IRS, and so you do have to report that on your taxes. The IRS looks at the debt forgiveness as income, because it's money that you did not have to pay out.
I didn't know
you
that.
May have to pay some taxes on that, and I never knew that.
I didn't either. Never heard of it. Okay.
I did not know that, and the IRS let me know that.
Wow.
They did let me know that. So, but it's still, it was still much better than the full debt that he had run up on there. So they were very, very kind to me. So again, there's another little piece of enough. Not forgive the whole debt, but they said, okay, let us help you out. What can we do? How can we work this out for both of us? And I did what I could do, and they helped me with the rest of it. So there's another piece of enough. And it doesn't even have to be material. I remember one day I was really at the end of my rope. And I'll tell you, this is really embarrassing, but it's realistic. I looked at my life insurance to see, was there a suicide clause? Because I wanted to make sure if I killed myself, would my daughter be able to inherit the money from my life insurance, or would that disqualify her? Because that was the only reason I would do it. And she could. And I tell you, for like 2 days, I kept looking at that, and I thought, this is nuts. I can't do this. I can't do this.
Wow.
She'll have the money, but what would that do to her? What would that do to her?
Right.
So it does. I was at that point, and a friend of mine, my car had broken down for like the 20th time, and she was giving me a ride home from work. And I just, what, you feel like there's so much shame, even though I hadn't done anything wrong, but I just felt embarrassed and ashamed in front of people. And it looked like everywhere I looked, everyone was having this great normal life and laughing. And what did I do wrong? Why was I being punished like this? Am I a bad person? And she talked to me. And she said, you probably look at me and think, wow, how come everything's great for her? She said, here's what you don't know. My husband and I lost everything 10 years ago. And we came here with nothing and had to start over. And we were older than you were at this point. And we went this and that and this. And it's going to it turned around, and it's going to turn around for you. And you're doing everything you need to do. There's nothing wrong with you, and everybody else looking perfect. It's not true.
Not at all.
Not true. Exactly. So just those couple of words of encouragement, of her being, honest with me and being vulnerable with me and showing me, the tender underbelly parts of her life. I say it's like she pulled me back inside the circle. I didn't feel like I was on the outside looking in anymore. I was back in the circle. And that's a big, the attitude and the way you feel and the way you look at things, that makes a big difference too. So very important to support people in all the ways that you can. Give what you can when you can. If you have a friend going through something like that, and for heaven's sakes, don't say, "Oh, thank goodness that's not me." Right. I don't know how you're doing it. That's how horrible for you, but I'm glad. Oh my gosh,
because it could be you.
Say that to me. Yeah, exactly.
It could be you.
No, that's exactly right. There is no room for smugness. Be grateful for what you have. Enjoy it. Share it. Love the life out of it. But don't get smug about it because you don't know. It could all be gone tomorrow.
It could all be
I hope
tomorrow.
It's not, but you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
So, I know my listeners.
So that's my story, girl.
That's your story. But here's the thing, Lee. I know the listeners because I don't know about them, but I want to know what happened to the husband.
Don't know a whole lot.
Really?
We didn't hear anything for 5 years. And then out of the clear blue, he called, and he had married that woman. Of course, they got divorced.
Wow.
Because you can imagine what a serious relationship they had.
Wow.
And I think that he's, okay, and I wish him well and let him go. And we have, really nothing to talk about. So I think, he and my daughter now may have some, some contact. But I don't really. I know the rest of his family, very nice. Don't have anything bad to say about them. Don't wish, and I don't have any ill. I don't wish him any ill will. I just really don't want to have any more to do with him because I don't think he's really changed.
Okay.
So there's never been an acknowledgement. Not only has there never been an apology of, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I don't want to rehash the whole thing with you. I can't explain it, but I kind of had a little breakdown, and I'm just really sorry. No, not even an acknowledgement that anything happened. He told people I had died.
What? See, this sounds like Lifetime. I'm telling y'all, this is Lifetime. You need to tell this a Lifetime.
There's all kinds of craziness there. So, like I said, I don't care to have anything to do with that nuttiness, but I hope you're well, and go with God, my friend, but don't have anything more to do with me. So I don't really know. And
this is my last question before I give you the floor to give some tips. Were there any signs, because a lot of times as women, I had a conversation with a woman recently, and she was telling me her story, and she said to me, my life was amazing. She said, I lived in a mansion on a hill with a picket fence for real, 2 children and a dog. And she said when it was time for her marriage to fall apart, she said she literally had 2 children, a dog, and a fence. She said when it was time for her life to fall apart, she fought so hard to keep it together, even though she knows she was being emotionally and verbally abused. She just could not fathom living outside of that bubble that she was living in.
Exactly.
And I say that to say, did you see any signs that your marriage was falling apart? Because I think a lot of times we kind of close our eyes because we don't want it to end.
Exactly. You don't want it to end. You don't want to see it. But he was the last. Every single one, no one could believe. I really think he had sort of he had a backstory, a little bit of a complicated backstory. That's really not mine to tell. So, it's not my goal to embarrass anybody, but there had been abuse and things. And for some reason, and at midlife, I think, that's sort of a, really cliche time when people start reexamining their lives, that crisis, especially for men, seems to be. I think it's just all the things. Well, you know what I think? Here's what I think. I think what we said earlier about denying and pretending like everything is okay, I think he did that all his life instead of dealing with the trauma that had happened to him. And I had tried several times, gotten therapists, and he would run out of there like his hair was on fire. And I think it just all came crashing down on him. And I don't think he was really malicious, meaning to be malicious and like, I'm going to destroy your life. I think I was collateral damage. And unfortunately, he wasn't man enough and person enough to stand up afterwards and say, I'm sorry. how can I help you try to put some pieces back together? Not with you and me, but let me, try to help you out a little bit here. No. But anyway, I think that's really what happened, and nobody could believe it. Every friend I have said, him? And in a way, that's why it was really hard for my daughter, because he was so good. The facade was so good. I can't tell you, Audrey, a chameleon. He could take on roles like you couldn't believe. Really. And for a long time, I didn't believe. But by then, we'd been together 24 years.
Wow.
And I really trusted him at that point. And my friends would say, if you told me this one or that one, I would say, oh, I always thought he was a little.
Right.
But this guy? No.
Wow.
But yeah. So that's what and he would even say, his friends of ours were getting divorced and leaving their kids, and he would say, how could they do that?
Wow.
And I'd say, I know. I'm so glad this would never happen to us.
Wow.
You never know, girls. Yeah, there really were not any signs. Or if there were, or if you ever got to that point, I didn't think it would happen in this way. It would be sort of a mutual kind of, I don't want this anymore, and you want that, and I want this, but it won't be with this horrific kind of trauma, and certainly not cutting off, my daughter and leaving her with nothing, and, you're bye-bye and go and play daddy to these other children while she's here, working and going to school and has a car with no brakes, and I'm eating carpet lint, so it's going to be that kind of situation. So that, did not see it. Boy, talk about not what I envisioned, but it's what happened.
Yeah.
So, you gotta deal with what you have, with the cards you have.
Wow.
And I can scream, you can scream all you want. It's not fair. And you know what? It isn't. It isn't fair. But a lot of things happen to people that aren't fair. And I think it's hard to find that balance. The balance between, well, my friend is fighting, stage 4 cancer, and she's eventually going to lose that battle. And this one is in the middle of a war, and that one was in a, lost her family in a plane. I don't have these terrible things. But at the same time, so you don't want to over-dramatize. You want to find a way to be grateful that you still have the pieces of your life you do have. But at the same time, you want to acknowledge that you do have pain. Yeah. You don't want to dismiss, or minimize or marginalize that you're going through something hard, but you do want to remember that, other people have it hard too. So somehow you find that balance in there.
All right. Well, listen, guys, we are out of time. Another great guest, another great inspiring story. And I'm so glad that you joined me today, Lee. Tell people how to reach out to you so they can get the books and get you to help them get through.
LeeGaitan.com, and go to Amazon and just Google Lee Gaitan. And the 2 books that I have up right now that are available will be there. And my Pineapples Went to Houston is the survival bounce back story. And the next one, Life Wines and Laughter, is just all fun. Just Light Wines is WHINES. Mild Rants and Musings. Just moaning and whining and about the silly little things in life and laughing about it. So that one, nothing serious at all.
All right.
So you have... Yeah, getting through life with humor. There you go. Bouncing back with humor. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I really enjoyed this interview. I love to hear stories of people who are really open with their stories, because I feel like the audience sometimes, I talk about a lot of news. Like Monday through Wednesday, it's all news about what's going on. But on Thursday, I like to bring on a guest that can give somebody some inspiration. Excuse me. Inspiration, to help them think about my circumstances may be bad, but I can get past this. So thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm sure that it has inspired someone and hopefully empowered someone to make a move in the direction that they want to go in and step out of some things that that's holding them back. So thank you again. I'm sure I'm going to have you back on so when the new book comes out so we could talk about that. I feel like that should be a book club or something. You know what I mean?
It should be.
It should be a book club. Like, it should be like, you know, like we should get together once Corona is over. I don't want to do a virtual book club. I want to do a real book club. So let's talk about that later.
Real what?
Yeah, let's talk about the book club later. But thank you again, Lee. All right, so listen, guys, that's all I got for you, Lee. I will be definitely getting back in contact with you. Have a great weekend and stay safe out there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'm going to go to my last song. Then I'm going to come back and give you my word of inspiration. And, you know, I got to take it down. Today is my Friday. You know how that goes. Today is my Friday. Not your Friday. Sorry, guys, but it's my Friday. So stay tuned. I'll be right back after the song to give you my word of inspiration for the day.
Caught by a feeling, goes beyond the right or wrong, gets me what I want,
what the perfect song to take us out, y'all. The perfect song. I'm sitting there listening to the song. You know, I go through my playlist and whatever like pops out at me, that's what pops out at me. Same thing with my inspirational quotes when I close them out. Like it has to pop out at me. Like I could go through like hundreds and hundreds of quotes. It has to pop out of me. So it's so crazy because when I was going through my playlist for the songs, I'm thinking, okay, what song is going to close us out? So that's the song I hear the calling that showed up. And here's the quote. Now I thought this was perfect together. The quote is, all of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Oh my God, let me say this again. All of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Walt Disney said that and he was right. Can you hear the calling? Oh my God. You hear the calling, but you don't have the courage to step out and do it. You got to have the courage, y'all. If you hear the calling, you got to have the courage to take the first step, then take the second step. And let me tell you, it's not going to always be easy. It's not going to always be, without trials and sacrifices. But if you just take the next step and take the next step and let the calling keep pulling you, and have the courage, you'll get there. I get up every day and I do this show. I'm going to take Monday off because I'm going to be on vacation, but I'll be back on Tuesday, God willing, because I hear the calling. There's a calling on my life to do this. There's a calling on my life to help other women find their voice and put it on this platform. Become a podcaster. It's so simple to do, but it takes work. It takes consistency. It takes that stick-to-itiveness. You got to keep doing it. I keep doing it because I love it. I keep doing it because it's a calling on my life. So I hope that you're inspired by this story, by my guest today, about the calling on your life. I hope that you find the courage to do what you have to do. Thank you again for being here with me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 7 minutes with me, and I appreciate you and love you for that. If you missed any episodes of this show, please go to goodmorninggwinnett.com and listen to past episodes there. Share the show with your friends. If you like Lee's story and it resonated with you, or you know somebody that need to hear this story, share that story with them. Because they may need to hear her openness about her trials, her tribulation, everything she went through, and how she was able to come back after so much tragedy in her life. And so they may be going through something, you don't even know it. Or if you do know it, share the story. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Twitter at GM Gwinnett. Follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. And also, download the Good Morning Gwinnett app to your cell phone, either Android or Apple. There's an app for that, for each one of them. Thank you again for listening. Remember, be safe out there, y'all. Coronavirus is still out there, so be safe. Keep your family safe. Have a good weekend. I'll be back on Tuesday. Until next time, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.